A message for my people.
Nick Dad, baby. We the new label.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
Come on, son.
Now this the black sheep sticking its home. I need a crib like I'm Gatsby.
I need it.
In hand, just understand my
Pockets that deep.
with nothing to prove. I ain't got nothing to do. When they can't compete and I got nothing to lose.
Yes, we are back, baby.
Back.
Veterans Minimum, the number one sports betting vibe on the internet. At Veterans Minimum, as you can find all things Veterans Minimum. Myself, at Nick Dais 10, 5'10" white guy. I realized real quick, George, when I started going on all these football camps around the country, my ceiling was pretty low on what I could be when it came to athletics, right? Like, I'm a very self-aware person. The ceiling is peaked in high school athletically, did a little thing in college, and then, you know, you kind of fall in love with like a martial arts or a jiu-jitsu. That's like the path of the washed up 5'10" white guy.
Right.
The trajectory. It's low.
Either that or you join a rec basketball league and you shred with the boys. Like, you're like proud about dropping like 35 against a dude who just like finished a pack of cigarettes out front, but they're happy about it. You know what I mean? They were able to get a sponsor for the jerseys this year. It's a clutch moment for that 5'10" white guy. So you could have fallen into that category.
Bro, you know what's the best? I'm thinking about when I used to play football on Sunday. Shout out to all my boys back home, man. MFA made from Astoria, our touch football league. Dude, that was the NFL for us, man. That shit was going there. Our team was nice too. We were all white dudes with like 2 black kids on our team, and they called us a hockey team. And they would get so pissed off when like we would play like the all black team. And they'd be like, man, these white boys is cooking us. What the fuck, man? And like, as a white guy, when the black kids co-sign you in sports, that's like our draft day, bro. That's like the coolest thing. It's like, wait, we're not going to get picked last? Let's go.
I knew it early. Dude, I grew up in North Las Vegas, and if you know, you know. So when I was like one of the top athletes out there, I was like, you know what? I got a chance, Nick. I got a chance. So completely understand.
Yeah.
Cosign is really all we look for in life, if I'm being honest. Like it's like every white guy's like side quest once a year. I feel is like, did I get the cosign this year?
Bro.
And if you didn't, you got a month left.
Dude, it was I'm telling you, man, especially growing up in New York City, like such a diverse place, right? And like my high school, we had 4,000 kids in my high school. The high school, shout out to Bryan High School, same block as the Woodside Projects. And when you would play sports, right? And it could be in any sport. Like, I grew up playing soccer, right? When the Spanish kids would be like, yo, he's with us. Blanco was my nickname for everything, right?
Wow.
So like, yo, Blanco's with us. Bro, that was like, damn, makes you feel good. It feels like you've made it, right? And then when you would play football, basketball, and like the black kids were like, yo, white boy with us. It's like, oh,
yes,
this is the best day ever.
Yeah, dude. No, I 100% agree with you. Who was the drippiest player on your Sunday football league? Did you have one player that was over accessorizing?
Yeah, but he was good though.
He was okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
My friend Josh would wear like the arm sleeves. He'd have the crop top.
Shit.
The cutoffs, like, you know,
He's doing backflips and shit when he scores touchdowns.
Nah, not that. He's a 5'8" white guy, so like the ceiling on the athleticism is a little peaked over there too.
Hand the ball to the referee right after he scores,
like,
type of guy.
Yeah, he would get in your face too. He does Muay Thai, so he'd be a little gangster on the field too.
Oh shit!
Shout out to Josh, man. I miss playing on Sundays, but you know what? It was actually a great segue, bro. Natural segue into what we're gonna talk about. Before we get into the show, the Discord wants to know top 5 favorite Thanksgiving traditions. And I think one of them is pretty obvious. It's the turkey bowl you play with your friends early in the morning, right? You go and you play your football. You guys play tackle, which I'll be honest, I don't really advise. Like, I stopped playing tackle football at like 17 years old. I was playing tackle football while I was in high school too. And then at one point I was like, you know, delusional. I'm like, maybe I'm going to go to the pros one day. I should not play with the taxi cab on the side of the street right there being out of bounds, you know? But everyone plays it. A lot of horror stories of people blowing out knees and Achilles, trying to relive their younger days. But the Turkey Bowl, were you a big Turkey Bowl guy growing up?
When I was younger, yes. Ever since I've been with Cameron, Thanksgiving Day for me is like split. So really, ever since we've been together, Turkey Bowls haven't been a thing. And that was like starting around high school. But before then, 100%, dude. You'd go out with the boys. You'd get like the worst grass itch. I don't know. Did you have parks in New York? Were you able to get to a grass field, or is that hard to come by in December?
Nah, you had
November.
some.
Yeah.
But again, it was, there's fucking rocks and pipes bursting out the ground. It's, you're basically playing on artificial turf.
Right.
It sucked.
AstroTurf from back in the 80s.
Dude, there was a high school
my God.
played at, our rival high school, LIC, Long Island City. My best friend Dominic went over there. Shouts to Dom. Their field, bro, when I tell you, should have been a felony for allowing kids to play on that field. Bro, it was literally concrete with like a bed sheet over it.
Oh my God.
The amount of I think I still have something on my body from when I played on that field. I played one time, two times. Sorry, I played soccer one time and then I played football. But bro, I think it was on my knee. Battle wounds forever.
Yeah.
Shoulders dislocating, knees breaking, ankles breaking, concussion. I got concussed on that field. I got hit, lifted off the ground. I got hit out of bounds on their sideline and just slam off the turf. And I go up to their coach and I'm like, yo, coach, what's the next play? The coach knew me because I had a lot of friends on that team. They're like, yo, Nick, you good? I'm like, yeah, coach, I'm good, man. What's the next play? He's like, my friend Dom walks over. He goes, dickhead, you on the wrong sideline. And then I'm like walking. I'm doing the fucking Case Keenum walk, stumbling. And I walk to the other sideline, go to my coach. Mind you, this is 2008. Different times. Concussion tests were completely different. Hits me over the side of the head. Wake the fuck up. What's wrong with you? I go, coach, I think I might be hurt. He goes, oh my God, biggest game of the year. You're hurt? He's like, Billy, get ready. Billy's the backup. He goes, I go and I sit down. He goes, what's wrong? I was like, I hit my head. He goes, fingers? He did the finger test.
Oh my God.
Went right back out there.
Was there no trainers?
Nah,
No
Dude,
need for the trainer.
High school sports in New York City.
There's no trainers?
There's a doctor that signs off on it, but like it wasn't anything crazy. Again, mind you, different times, yo. Y'all weren't there. You got to just believe me on this one. 2008, 2007, around then. But that's basically where we were playing. And the reason why I bring this up is because a lot of the fields in New York City are like that. It's fucking AstroTurf. It's concrete. It sucks. So a lot of people get hurt and fuck up their whole Thanksgiving.
Is that why? So who are some of the better New York football players, like New York City football players? Because I feel like that's why like people from the West Coast thrive, bro. We got green grass to practice properly, have good turkey bowls without breaking shit. That's why it's tough. Northeast football's tough because you guys play on the frozen tundra, literally. I can't. Who's coming out of New York City?
Shit, man. I think
memory.
The most. Do you remember a Steven Gregory? He played on the Patriots and the Chargers. He was a safety.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when I first team all city kicker, first team all city Queens quarterback. Not bad for a 5'10" white. He was at the all city dinner. And it was like a big thing that like Steven Gregory played in the PSAL, the Public School Athletic League. Outside of that, I think Gus Edwards is from the tri-state area.
BJ Raji, Saquon Barkley.
No, he wasn't from. He didn't play in New York City.
I think it's just like picking up New York.
Oh yeah. Gus Edwards played at Tottenville in Staten Island.
Okay.
So listen, Staten Island, pretty shitty. Not a lot of cool shit there. A lot of racism in Staten Island. Like New Yorkers, the five boroughs. If you're from like Staten Island, you're like, oof, you're one of those. Like that's like the reputation that they have.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Wu-Tang Clan though. One of the best ever. But they're known for like their high schools, bro, are like college campuses. A lot of money behind it. And Tottenville is like the big one. Like you go there, you're like, this is a D1 AA school. but it's
For
a high
sure.
school. So
Okay.
a lot of the better players played
Play out of there.
in Staten Island. But like, yeah, off the top of my head, that's the one that stands out, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, anyways, getting back to the Thanksgiving Day traditions and everything, like that's the Turkey Bowl really is where you can like make a name for yourself early on in your career, you know? So if you have kids that are going to go play in a Turkey Bowl, just tell them it's serious. This is not a laughing matter. Wins are expected. You don't want to be like the Lions for the past 7 years and be losers, because then Thanksgiving sucks after that. So you got to go out there, win the Turkey Bowl, and then it makes the rest of the day all the better. And play quarterback. And when they tell you can't play quarterback, say, I play quarterback.
Yeah, force
I
your
don't
way
run
into,
routes. Okay, you run routes.
Force your way into playing.
Yes.
Damn, man, the more I think of it, I feel like, Jay Bromley played at Flushing. He was a defensive tackle at Syracuse, and then he ended up playing with the New York Giants for a little bit. He's another one that stands out, but like not too many. The knock on New York City kids is that they play too many sports, right? So like, you play football in the fall, you go right into basketball or like track and field, and then from there you might play baseball.
Mm-hmm.
Or like volleyball is massive in New York City. Like the volleyball programs are pretty popular. So it was like, George isn't that dedicated because he plays all these other sports.
I feel you.
Whereas, in other places, also, dude, you got to remember the weather too plays a big role in it, because if you live in Vegas, Florida, Texas, it's like, all right, we could do a real spring ball and we're not freezing our dicks off in fucking February and March.
Very true.
You know what I mean? So that plays into it too. Yeah, Turkey Bowl is definitely one of the best traditions. Are you like a, I know it's not really Thanksgiving, but like it coincides. Like, are you a big Black Friday shopper?
I am. I like to go to the outlets.
Yeah, dude.
Let me go to an outlet. I don't give a fuck how busy it is and like how anxiety driven, and the fact that I have to drive around the parking lot for 30 minutes. Like, to me, I'm already expecting it. So when it happens, I'm not like pissed off by it. The deals are impeccable. It's impossible not to shop for yourself, because I got Cameron's birthday, my mom's birthday, and then Christmas. So, I have to be a little selfless instead of selfish. But trust me, I always go out. If you don't go out for Black Friday, like, come on now. It's almost like a national holiday. Think about it. People will take Black Friday off, but they won't take that Monday after the Super Bowl off.
Yeah.
It's like, go out. Do that.
Yeah, nah, it's dope, dude. Like, I remember the years that like my parents and I, because there were so many Christmases were like, and birthdays, and I don't know if this is me being scarred, but it was kind of like, I always like authenticity and people being transparent. The amount of times that like my birthday or Christmas would come up and my mom would just like tap me on the back, be like, happy birthday, bro, or Merry Christmas. We're broke this year. We didn't get you nothing. And then we'd have like a crazy dinner, right? I say all that because there'd be so many times that like we'd be good around Thanksgiving and we'd go Black Friday shopping, or if me and my dad hit like a crazy bet, we'd go Black Friday shopping, and then I would just know already what my Christmas gifts were, but I just had to wait until Christmas.
Yeah.
It was one of those scenarios. But it was something that like my parents would always do. My friends would come with us, like all my boys. We used to have an expedition. So we'd have like, you could fit 8-9 people in there. And we would go after the night game Thanksgiving, we leave and go to like the outlets too. Big outlets guy. You give me a discount in general, I'm in. You give me a Black Friday discount, take my money. Yeah. And I would do shopping for the whole year, bro. The whole year.
It's true. You can get, because you also just need to understand every store will have that big deal. So I'm a big, you got to go to every store guy. Just a couple items from every store before you know it. Oh my God. You have a closet. And
you also look like a boss when you're walking through with like Nike, Polo, Adidas, True Religion.
It's an ultimate flex, and there's two items in those big ass bags.
Maybe
the bags
one.
Are huge.
Yeah.
They put it's the biggest bags for the smallest
pair of socks. Here's a bag.
Boom.
Like the size of, yeah.
And you got a gift bag because we're awesome. Here you go. Boom. Yeah, that's the way it works.
Yeah, bro, that's so true there.
Black Friday shopping, top Thanksgiving tradition. You have to go out. Can I hit you with one?
Yeah, good.
The pre-meal walk for all you marijuana lovers out there. So
Okay.
it's the unspoken communication with your cousins, that eye contact that you make just in order to just escape around like 10, 15 minutes before you eat. You know, when your mom yells like, food's almost ready, you dart out, take a couple of puffs, you come back in and you have the greatest meal ever. That is a top tradition right there. It's like a secret mission. And if you wonder, or if you've ever wondered, like, where are my kids right now?
That's where.
Okay. That's where. So yeah, that's one for me. And it always leads to like, I just need another PSA. Family photos got to be taken
Before.
when you first get there.
Yeah.
Because when you feel like a piece of shit at the end of the meal and you're just like,
Oh, now you're bloated. You might be drunk
not
already or high in your situation. You like to indulge
it's
in
just
that.
not a good spot.
How about this? Let me add more to this. I believe you should take pictures wherever you go, whatever you do first. I don't like when I go out to any event. When we go to UFC with my friends, like, yo, we got to take a picture. I want to take it now, but no one's in the crowd. I want to take it now. Because if I'm down $800 and I'm 9 beers in, I'm going to be miserable in this photo. Let's take it now.
Very true.
When I went to the wedding back home in New York, all the photos were taken within 20 minutes of me being there. Because then after that, I start sweating.
True.
Jacket's off.
It's the truth.
Tie is off. I'm hammered.
You don't want that.
I don't want that.
No.
Let's take the pictures right away, bro. Why can't we just take the pictures right away? And fellas, I'm talking to all of you guys. Shout out to the 22%ers. I know you guys need more takes. You guys want the perfect picture. If you take a photo with me and you're a dude, it's one take, bro. Your eyes are closed. You're looking away. You're on your phone. That's your problem. I'm a one photo. You take
That's
one
hilarious.
photo. That's it. All right. If the person taking the photo, like me, when I take photos, I bang out like 7 or 8 of them.
Right.
Bam, 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 right there. You have a couple options. But there's no, let's retake that. Can I look at the No, George, you're not looking at the photo, bro.
Yeah.
Your problem. And I'm a dick. I'm going to post the one and tag you with your eyes closed. That's my thing.
Because you also have to just know that, like, coming from you,
It's one rule, bro.
that's what Nick does.
One photo. The 22%ers, shout out to all the lovely ladies that listen to Veterans Minimum. If you want to take more than one photo, be my guest by all means. But I'm talking about me. When I'm with the bros, it's one photo, bro.
That's the way it's got to be.
It's the way it's got to be.
I'm gonna hit you with another one, and then you can hit me with your next one. But my uncle does not like Thanksgiving food at all. So ordering my uncle his pizza has been something that I've done for my entire life. I just find it funny every time. Like I also find it funny that pizza shops sell pizza on Thanksgiving. I feel like they should also be selling like Thanksgiving items. So he's just a weirdo for that. Uncle, you're a weirdo. Don't understand why you've never liked Thanksgiving food. It's some of the best. And pizza is like a childish move. He's in his 60s. He ain't never going to change.
I mean, dude, I got a friend that we could take him to Barry's Steakhouse. Shout out to Barry's. Shout out to Yasim. He'll order chicken fingers and fries.
I knew you were going to fucking say chicken fingers.
And like, yo, look, listen. When I go to a place that I've never been to before, not a steakhouse, but like, say I go to a bar and, sometimes I'm not really paying attention and then the menu comes out and I kind of half-ass it and then, the waitress comes back. She comes back a second time. My whole table's ready to order and I'm not. My go-to, quesadilla. Quesadilla. I feel like you can't fuck up a quesadilla.
That is true.
It's not chicken fingers and fries. It's a little bit more classy, a little more cultured.
So true. Yeah.
But I got a friend. He's 35 years old. Chicken fingers and fries. You could take him to any steakhouse in Las Vegas. Chicken fingers and fries. I'm like, bro, really? They have the best filet mignon in town. Nope. Chicken fingers and fries. There's a part of me that respects it, but I also make fun of him.
I know, but like that, I just saw a news post about a dude who lived to like 112 years old.
Yeah, I seen that too.
And they were like, he ate fish and chips every Friday. So it's like he'll live to be 130 and they'll be like chicken fingers and fries at steakhouses. And then they'll play this podcast clip.
Yeah.
And then everyone's going to think that that's the key.
Yeah.
Fucking nuts.
Dude, speaking about family and uncles.
Yes.
So if I love you and I care about you, I will make fun of you. I will troll you. I'm known in my family as a troll. I like to say I'm a fire starter. There's always, and especially like a Thanksgiving. My family, my mom, shouts to Mom Dukes. She's very happy I'm not coming home for Thanksgiving. Post-election.
Oh, wow.
Because I did this in 2020. I did this in every election. I'll just be like, what happened to your boy? And I just know shit's gonna go south. And I just sit back. I just sit back like this on the couch and I'm sweating DeAndre Swift anytime touchdowns and the Packers -3 while one side is yelling to the other and going crazy. And am I shitty for starting that and then just stepping away?
Nick, we're the same person, bro. I'm the same exact way. You know which buttons to push so that you can have entertainment while you're eating your meal. And this is how
I'll be like this. I'll be eating and going like, yeah, okay.
You know it's amazing when you finished your meal and they still have food on their plate. Like, you're like, bro, I just started a show.
Yeah.
Like I had my whole meal. You guys argued right in front of me and now you get to eat and I'm going to actually continue to watch. I'm going to go back to watching football. It's awesome.
Bro,
you got to stir up the shit. If you don't stir up the shit, then, like football could not be entertaining in the middle of the day this upcoming week.
Oh yeah,
there's a great
unless you're
chance
into shit.
Yeah,
then yeah,
it's gonna be real trash. So like you yourself can create better entertainment.
When do you eat on Thanksgiving?
I have 2 meals, bro, like back to back because we go with Cameron's family,
and then you go to
at 1, and then I'm with my family at like 5. What's a man got to do?
Man's got to eat.
Man's got to eat, and that brings me up to leftovers.
Yeah. Well, real quick, I want to say on this topic, just because like I love doing that so much, man. Like it kind of gets me stimulated.
Have you ever had like a family like altercation go like super far because of what you said?
Nah.
Or did they fizzle out?
They kind of fizzle out. It's regular shit. Like, I don't agree with what they said or what they did or whatever it might be. And I'm just over there just like genuinely enjoying myself. My mom would just randomly walk by and be like, you see what you did? She's like, you're enjoying this, right? I'm like, yeah. She's like, fuck you, dude. My mom would just be yelling and shit. But like, yo, bro, listen, man, I don't want to get, I genuinely, we all go through bad times. We all go through crazy shit. Life could take all its turns. And the way that I feel better about things is I like humor. I like brighten people's moods up. And, it's something that I've always done. And in a weird way, sometimes people appreciate that. I had a friend of mine, a family member of his had passed away. And we went to the bar after. It was me and just 3 of my friends. And childhood friend, my best friend, Danny. And I go, as we're ordering drinks, I go, yo, did Big Al leave us $200 to pay for this? Or we got to pay for this on our own? And he just goes, you fucking piece of shit, bro. And then he dabbed me up. He goes, man, you just made my day, bro. Thanks for making me laugh. Because it was so like somber and obviously, a death of a family member. And he was like, yo, you're the only person that could do that shit. He's like, I appreciate you. And for me, like, that's the way that, I've had it turned on me too, where like people, and I'm like, damn, man, why can't someone just come and just like, even in this downtime, like, like, dude, I was battling through depression and I was super fucking, I had my demons too in like 2018, 2019. I was going through a lot of different shit, conflicts between like friend group, the people I used to do the show with, to me, having to maybe leave content because I had to go and be a police officer and go on 18-month probation from the internet, which you disappear for 3 days. People are like, what the fuck happened to George?
Yep.
So having to give up on the content, and I was like, man, this is the only thing I want to do, bro. I don't want to go, parents are nagging me, pulling me this way and all this shit. So I was just like fucking in a really, really bad and dark place. And I just had my friend Dominic was just like, when you gonna stop being a bitch, bro? He's like, come on, man. And I know, like, nowadays with like, we are very sensitive, and I don't even think sensitive is the right word. I think we're more open to the conversations than ever before. But for me, the way I grew up is like, damn, I needed to hear that.
Yeah.
He's like, come on, man, snap out of it, bro. You'll be all right. You just have a lot of life happening to you all at once.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I needed to hear that because then I had other people being like, it's okay to be this way. It's okay to be that way. It was like, yo, bro, let's get it together, man. We got a world to take over. Let's fucking go. That fucking Mike Tomlin pep talk
for sure
on the sideline. And then I got fired up. I was fucking over there like Hulkamania, hulking up, and I was going crazy. So, man, that's kind of how I am. And I know I kind of took it a couple different lanes here, but
no,
for me, when it comes to like Thanksgiving and shit like that, like everyone is so like worked up, and it's supposed to be a celebration of friends, family, football, and food. I mean, bro, it was better than that. A couple parlays here and there. Not a couple, many.
Yes.
Right? And it's like, yo, you have like, for me, bro, it's my favorite holiday of the year. Like Thanksgiving, the day itself is my favorite. I have all the things that I love. I have my family. I have my friends. I have football. Great food.
Mm-hmm.
Most of it. I get to just pack on 8,000 calories, crushing Coronas.
Yep.
What's better than that? I'm sweating out these bets, right? And then I get to shop after. Oh, it's amazing, right?
Yes.
So like for me, I like having fun, man. I like joking around. And
well, you have to. Yeah. You do bring humor at all points in time in your life, especially ever since we first met. Like there was definitely humor. If you don't laugh in your life, you quickly will fall into this category of people that people don't want to hang out with.
There's that too.
I think we said that with one of the icks, right? We're like people that can't take jokes.
Yeah.
And that goes for like any crazy times. And including this upcoming today.
Yeah.
I listened to it today.
Including Thanksgiving.
Including today.
All right, let's wrap up this conversation with this. Thanksgiving food. What's your favorite and what's your least favorite?
My favorite is making the bobby, which is a biscuit or any type of bread, stuffing every fucking item into that thing, making a sandwich. I call it the bobby. That's what they call it here at Capriati's. So, yeah, making the bobby sandwich, my own sandwich, which is just a combination of everything, is my favorite meal. And I will do that at both locations. I will make a ridiculous amount of little. At Cameron's house, it's a biscuit, a flaky biscuit, amazing. At my house, it's usually like a French loaf, but I don't give a fuck. It's the best. Least favorite. Wow, I'm gonna sound like fat. I would sound fat if I said nothing, but like if the green bean casserole it doesn't have like crispy onions on top or like a crunch to it, and it's just like a casserole, trash. Throw that shit away. What about you?
All right, this might be a hot take.
Okay.
But for me, I don't understand ham on Thanksgiving. Because I feel like I get that. Like, I'm not a big turkey guy. I don't like turkey.
Yeah.
Turkey on Thanksgiving, I'm all in.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's like a subathon parlay, 50-1 parlay. You know how I feel about 50-1 parlays. Take that over sex any day of the week.
All in.
But that's how I feel about turkey on Thanksgiving. Turkey on a Wednesday afternoon? Nah, I'm okay.
Yeah.
But on Thanksgiving. So like with ham during Thanksgiving.
I didn't know people really did that.
Ham is pretty popular. I don't know if it's like an East Coast thing, but I know ham is like, like the smoked ham.
I guess Cameron's fan. I always think of ham for Christmas. Yeah. Christmas ham. But I have had ham on Thanksgiving. I love ham.
Yeah, the ham.
I love turkey.
For me, I love the stuffing.
Yes.
That's where I'm like,
a good stuffing.
Mad plates, dude.
Pause.
Yeah. I try not to laugh. I think I saw Brian smirking out the side of his face.
"Whoa,
shaking
these
his
guys.
head. Hey, look, it's the people who are around.
Get your head out of the gutter, Brian."
You can't even say anything. I called Cam today, actually, and I was talking to him about something. And I was like, yo, bro, for moving into next year, like, if you're looking for someone to be more, like, I want to do more for you. And that went south. He's like, hey, yo. I was like, yo, like, I do all these things. But I'm saying, like, if you want me to, and I just made it worse and worse, bro. It's just everything was like,
no, seriously. What I mean, though, is like, you mean a lot to me.
Yeah.
I mean, whoa.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
I want
it's crazy
to do more.
It's crazy, man. It's funny. So that's what I'm saying. That's why Brian is like laughing and Antoine are laughing, because it's like, you can't even say anything anymore. You just get paused all the time.
That is true.
But all right, to put a wrap on this conversation, Thanksgiving, I think there's a lot to be thankful for year in, year out. For me, I'm super fucking thankful to everyone that listens to the show. I cannot tell you just how much everyone that listens to the show means to me. I am living a life that I've always wanted to live. And it's because of Veterans Minimum and the growth of it and all the steps we took along the way to get here, the editing the shows on my own, the promoting on my own, the producing, just hosting everything, right? To now being able to delegate, a word that I didn't know existed until like end of last year. And now I got a co-host in George, who's a big part of the show. The fans love you, so you know that.
And I love them.
They're starting to love you more than me, which I'm down, because that means they're still listening to the show.
Yeah, bro.
A lot of people are pro George.
I know, but they're fucking with you. Like, I know what they're doing. Like, because you are always trolling them. They're getting their get back now.
They are.
Hey, but I'll take it. You guys love me more than Nick.
Yeah, for sure. And we'll get to that in just a couple seconds while I finish this rant, as far as how much we love George also on the show. But like, dude, delegating, man. Dom, shouts to Dom, busting his ass with the clips. Shout out to everyone in the control room here at the studio. Even the guys that aren't in the studio now. Like, man, this is all I ever wanted, bro. Literally all I ever wanted. I wanted to just train and have fun and then be a content creator. And I'm able to do that because of everyone that listens to the show and has listened all these years. And if I could give any advice to anyone that's in this space, do not neglect your audience, whether it's 100 people to 1,000 people to 100,000 people. Everything that I've built, I tell everybody this. They got me speaking at UNLV now, kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
Right? Journalism program. Shout out to Professor Morse. I tell everybody like, yo, I built my entire career off 1,000 people listening to my show. Because when I got to Vegas, that was what the downloads per episode were. That's what the fan base was. In 24 hours, I had 1,000 people listening to that show when it first dropped. And that has propelled me to this. So don't neglect your audience. Be thankful for them on a day like today, on every day, right? So I try to express my love to everyone that listens. Then, now, and forever. I appreciate you guys. So yeah, I just wanted to get that off my chest.
I'm thankful for you, Nick.
Oh, dude.
I'm thankful for Nick. He gave me this amazing opportunity. And it just goes to show, if you put your good foot forward every single day in relationships that you want to see flourish in the future, this type of shit happens. And I already know, like, there's a part of me that feels so blessed to get you on your upswing. But at the same time, I've been saying this space is so new, Nick. And to think now that you are ahead of your time is like, oh, ahead of his time, only, like 10 years, right? Think about 30 years from now, you'll be ridiculously ahead of your time. And hey, we're on this ride together. Thankful for all the fans. Make sure you guys follow us on TikTok. It's the next big platform and community that we're going to pop off on.
Yeah, follow us.
Do it everywhere.
Everywhere. Yeah.
Yes.
Come on, bro. I just praise you. You can tell them just to follow one thing. It's everywhere.
Hey, I know, but sometimes you need a concerted attack.
All right, fair enough. Yeah,
Yes.
you got to pinpoint on something, which leads me to this.
Whoa.
This is a really nice T-shirt. It's stitched, embroidery only, class.
It is.
Right? Be careful when you wash it. But I'm just saying,
it's next level.
There we go. Now
it's fashion. And for you audio listeners, right now Nick is rocking a black crew neck. It has the white VM logo stitched on.
Yeah.
It's sick.
You could get this at merchandise.veteransminimum. A lot of holiday stuff. We were talking about Black Friday before. And what I'm going to do, if you buy one item on the merch store let's go until Tuesday next week, right? Give you guys Cyber Monday also. Shout out to Cyber Monday.
Yes.
You got Black Friday also. Holidays are coming up. This would be a great gift for your crew. Here we go. Now we're talking. Get the little side shot there. Nice. Look at this. I look slim too. Look at me, bro.
Slow zoom.
Good.
Yeah.
This is good. If you guys are watching this on YouTube, youtube.com/veteransminimum, and I panned back to the camera on the cut. Oh my God. I'm getting good. Listen, merchandise.veteransminimum for 1 week only. Buy one item, get one half off.
It's big.
With the promo code. You want to know how much I love you, bro?
How much?
The promo code is George.
Promo code George.
Yeah. You ever had a promo code with just your name?
No. And it's kind of like it's a big moment.
It's a big moment, bro. Buy one.
Bro, I'm just going to put it in my Instagram bio
off
right now, actually.
What you should do is you should use the code to buy something for yourself. And then I'll give you the extra code so you can buy, get a little extra.
A little.
You
I am getting everybody merch for Christmas this year.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Bro, by the way, when you have a company of any kind or you sell merch of any kind, it's the most effortless gift you could give also.
Because it's like
a cheap plug.
Yeah.
But it's also like, yo, this is mine. A lot of my friends you get in VM merch.
Yeah.
And you bastards better fucking tag, all right? Because when we show that we bought merch, more people buy merch.
It's the truth.
Trickle down effect. Merchandise.veteransminimum. Promo code George for 1 week. Buy one item, get one half off. Shout out to George. Shout out to everyone listening to the show. Let me just bang out Patreon real quick while we're doing these plugs, and then we'll get into some football, brother.
Let's do it.
Patreon.com/veteransminimum for $1 American a month. That's all we ask for. We don't ask for too much. $1, 3 cents a day. You don't even see it on your statements, right? Come on,
just one.
Dude. Like, what are we doing? $1. Shout out to Alex Perez. Shout out to Giovanni Morales. Shout out to Ross's boss. Shout out to Jordan Morgan. Shout out to Jory Mason, right? Some new members of the Patreon. And then, of course, we have the following members in the franchise tag and the Supermax tier. We got Daniel Gibson, Mahul Patel, Abel Rezin, Ben Kotzian, Christopher Velasquez, Derek Platees, Devin Rendon, Dylan Chadwick, Jerry Shapiro, Jordan Riley, Mike Stevens, Nick Crummage, Thomas Robinson. Thank you all for your contributions to the Patreon, patreon.com/veteransminimum. I haven't forgotten, but I did forget. I know that might be a little bit of a explosion to your mind right now, but we never did the drawing for the Maurice Claret helmet.
Oh my God.
So we're going to do that next Monday. We'll do it on the show. So that's the October giveaway.
Yep.
And then for November, I'm going to give away 3 merch items to someone. We'll do that drawing too.
Okay.
So
it'll be a double drawing.
It'll be a double drawing. We'll do it on the show to start the show. I'm putting it in the notes right now.
Yeah.
So that I remember double drawing for merch. My bad, yo. You guys know we're good for it. Just forget. Got a lot of shit going on. But it doesn't make it right, but we didn't forget. That's all I'm saying. Patreon.com/veteransminimum. All right, George. We've been yapping a lot. It's time to talk some NFL.
I was about to say, dude.
What happened with your boy Baker? He's getting robbed by his dad?
Yeah.
Come on, bro.
By his dad and his brother. So allegedly, his family who's in charge of an investment firm, had $12 million that Baker had put into this fund. And when Baker and his wife were like, what's this money doing? Like, can you guys show me what this money is doing. They weren't able to provide any explanation as to like where their money is or had gone. And so Baker Mayfield and his wife, which I find interesting in this situation too, because it was a big thing when Baker was with the Cleveland Browns, those progressive commercials with his wife. He's definitely like a family man for sure. But he's also been a journeyman. He just got a huge contract. Baker Mayfield, 3 years, $100 million. For this to come out, knowing that Baker Mayfield has been playing like, I would say one of his better seasons. The record doesn't necessarily reflect, but he's playing tough. You know what I mean? Like he's not when you look at the Bucks, you're like, he's been giving it his all. It's the team's letting him down. Wins and losses, not a quarterback stat.
Now we're talking.
Baker Mayfield's doing all this while his dad is and his brother are potentially stealing $12 million of his. That's insane. That's a very tough thing to manage in the throughout the course of an NFL season, is that your own blood is fucking you over. Wild to me.
Bro, I would go a step further. I think he's playing the best football he's ever played in his career since he got to Tampa. 28 touchdowns last year, 10 interceptions last year, right? 28 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. They made the playoffs. They won a playoff game. It came down to the last possession against the Lions in that playoff game also. Yep. And then he ends up getting paid, right? He's kind of broken the mold for a lot of these first round quarterbacks that get drafted to a shit situation. Daniel Jones, he's now with the Vikings.
Yep.
Right? And look, man, Baker Mayfield earned my respect last year, bro, so much because I'm a big bet on yourself guy. And he was like, look, man, it ended bad in Cleveland. Who knows what the hell was happening in Carolina? I win that game with Sean McVay on 2 days' notice. Go to the Rams. Then Tampa's like, yo, 1 year deal, prove it. I proved it. 28 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. They come back, bam, $50 million guaranteed on this $100 million deal. Guess what? He's 29 years old, bro. He still probably has about 6 more apex years in his career.
Agreed.
And to add more to your point, bro, this year, 24 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, and his weapons have been stripped of him. Godwin got hurt, so he lost him for the year. Mike Evans was out the lineup for a couple games. And like, bro, he went into Kansas City, took him into overtime.
Yeah.
Lost a coin toss. Who knows what happens, right? They covered that game against the Niners that fucked the whole parlay up.
Yep.
So he's been amazing. And to have your dad do this, I always say it be your own, bro. It's the people you love and trust the most that end up stabbing you in the back. And also, my big pet peeve is like, dude, if $200 goes missing from my account, I'm like, what the fuck is going on? 12 million?
And
I know it wasn't just one $12 million.
But here's the thing, though. So Nick, it's an investment fund. So like, this is the way that Baker's dad, in my mind, was playing it to Baker. Hey, you are going to need somebody to manage your money and invest it properly. There is, I think, I don't want to read all of them. I think there's 5 different companies involved in this, right? So it's taking all your friends that are probably, and this is the most fucked up thing. It's like your own dad behind your back is making side deals with his buddies to disperse the money. We're going to invest it. They go lose everything or whatever the fuck they did with it. And all Baker did, and I'm sure, bro, imagine how tough the conversation is with Baker and his dad. When Baker has to look at his father in the eyes and say, can you just meet this first settlement of $250,000 is what Baker and his wife wanted to see, right? Like we want to start seeing something come back, and they weren't able to provide that. And that was earlier this year. That was September 30th. And
dude, how awkward is Thanksgiving? We're talking about awkward Thanksgivings. Thanksgiving's got to be like,
no, that's it. Like that's your entire relationship with your family. Like $12 million is nothing to scoff at. at all.
Yeah.
It's fucked up. And I wonder if the relationship was good before that. You know? How strong of a I feel like it was, Nick, because I wouldn't give somebody $12 million that I'm halfway on, even if it's my own family.
One thing I've learned in business and building out everything I've been building out, it's amazing to come up with your friends and to do things with your boys. Eventually, once money gets involved, bro, all the problems I started having with veterans minimum and the guys I used to work with was when we started making money. Be 100% honest. We launched a Patreon page. Everyone had a certain amount of the Patreon stock. And then it started with and yo, I'll be honest, bro. I've never lied about this. I was at fault with it too. Because I was doing so much that I was like, damn, yo, why does George get 20%? I'm getting 20% and George ain't doing dick.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like, oh, I want George's shares. It's like, yo, George, let me help you pull you up, bro. Nah, I don't want to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So it started with that, right? Yep. I started getting opportunities on my own and I was making some money outside of VM. Like I was working with Chat Sports. Ironically enough, you didn't know I was working with Chat Sports.
And I don't know why it took me so long to find their shit. I'm sure I've seen it before.
Bro, that was so funny, dude. George hits me up. He goes, yo, I want to start doing some stuff like Chat Sports. Are you familiar with them? And then I sent them videos of me, green screen behind me, doing all this content. And I was like, bro, of course I'm familiar with Chat Sports. That was just a funny side bit. But like, yo, I started getting those opportunities too.
Yeah.
And there'd start to be like a little bit of animosity. And again, a lot of it was my fault too, where I was just like, yo, man, I don't think me and you should have 50-50 on something. And you're not doing 50% of the work. Like to me, it didn't sit well. And then that's when I started understanding business because I didn't know, you know, and I'm someone that like, yo, if I don't know something, I want you to, you know how you have those books like growing up, it was like sports betting for dummies or calculus for dummies. Everything is for dummies. For me, dummy. When it's something I don't know, I want you to talk to me like I'm an asshole.
Yeah.
Because that's how I understand things. Remember, I'm a high school drop. No, not high school dropout. Let's not get too crazy. I dropped out of college, right? But dude, I say all that because you think it's all sweet. Oh, I have my dad manage my money. My mom will be my manager. I'm at a point now where it's like, yo, are you qualified to do that?
Yeah.
And I'll give opportunities to my boys first. Like, yo, come and be my co-host. Nah, I don't want to. Or they will be, but then it's like, there's no, I don't even say like a boss role because I've never said that. Every time I talk about veterans minimum, I say we. I never say I say we. Mm-hmm. We're building out something, right? But it's like, yo, come and work with me. Let's build together. But then, like, bro, full transparency, we've never had no dilemmas, and knock on wood, I don't think we will because of the way our relationship is. It's like, you know your role. I know my role.
Yeah.
When you're shining, I let you shine. I haven't opened up the VM social medias since you started.
Clutch.
So, like, I know that's being handled by George. I've given opportunities to my friends back home to do what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, bro, I don't want to do it today. What do you mean? I'm paying you now.
Yeah.
You're not going to. So it's like, it's dope. It's dope to do shit with your friends.
But it's the big thing is you got to understand your role. Yeah. And I think this is a prime example of somebody who, bro, yeah. I don't think his father should have put himself in that role, even if he was qualified. There's some roles that people are perfect for, you should never take. Like, it was amazing what Lamar Jackson's mom was able to do with him. Because
and sure, there's exceptions to every rule, right? 100%. Yeah,
correct.
But continue. Yes. I just wanted to mention that.
Yeah. But I was just like going about saying that most often when it comes to a professional sense, I think there needs to be some separation. I think whenever you have, like even with a podcast like with my brother and stuff, like this is the first time ever where, I guess I've coached with my father before, but like when you're working with your own blood, like it's different. There's a different expectation on your relationship. I need you to show up a lot more. And not showing up when your son gives you $12 million, like imagine how many things that he's gotten because of Baker that now Baker's like either regretting or is like, oh, well, now I got to try to find a way to get the house back. All these little things, and he's still going to play amazing football. It's nuts.
Yeah, man. And look, the last thing I want to say on this before we get into our picks, when people tell you, oh, don't take it personal, right? It's just business, or like, don't mix business with personal and all that. Like, I hate that saying, bro. No, my business is personal. For me to take care of my personal, my business needs to be in order. So when I have guests cancel an hour before the show, unless you've been on this show before, and I told them I was going to say this. Matty Betts, shouts to Matty, OPOY -320, baby. Saquon in the building. Matty was supposed to come on the show a couple weeks ago, and he misinterpreted when his flight was, and it happened an hour before we were supposed to film.
Yeah.
And he was like, yo, bro, I know how you feel about this. You're probably pissed at me. I go, no, I'm not, because you've been on the show 5 times, 6 times. You always tag us. You reshare our shit. I have no problem with that. But if you're a first-time guest and you cancel on me, I give you one pass. Life happens. I totally understand it. Don't do it an hour before.
Yes.
We have a business to run. We put together the layout of the show expecting having Brian as a guest or Mike as a guest or whoever it might be. Don't do that. If you get booked to come on the show and you cancel 2 days in advance, no problem. I'll ask you a second time to come on. You do it again, I'm never asking you again.
Yeah.
And I've had pro athletes, I've had influencers like, nah, bro, I'm not going to sit there and like kiss your ass. I treat this like we're the big thing. Like, I treat this business and this show like, bro, we're the #1 program on TV. We're the best sports betting vibe on the internet. I don't think anyone has a show like this. Every time people come on the show for the first time, they're like, holy shit, this is the best time we've had. You guys are fucking awesome. I've never had a show like this. So like for me, my business is personal. So when people tell me like, oh, bro, it's just, it's nothing personal. It's like, nah, it is, bro. It is. So I say all that with, sometimes they do have your best intentions, but they might not be qualified for it.
Very true.
You like that business and personal thing, right? I saw the glistening in your eye.
I was like, Nick is fucking, these are bars right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. I was going to mention Kendrick's new album.
Haven't listened to it.
It sounded like you were in the studio and just, that was the interlude right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Maybe I drop a mixtape in 2020.
Bro, maybe we do it. And that's the interlude. Mark it down. Mark that time code down.
All right. Let's close the show with week 13.
All right.
Week 13. Now, if you didn't listen to Monday, we did our picks for the Thanksgiving games, but we're going to dive into week 13. George.
Yes.
Start us off with whatever you want to start us off with.
Well, I want to start off with an apology to the fans. Okay. And I want you to know that like in the shower today, I don't think I was crying because, the shower was running, but I was like, you know what? These people are expecting more than an 0-5 that I gave them last week. And I know I gave some long shots, but to not produce a single correct pick was disheartening. And so I just wanted to start with an apology, but I also wanted to highlight some trends in my own picks, Nick. I've zigzagged all year, ladies and gentlemen. If I lose a shit ton the week before, that means that this week I am going to be hot as fuck. I can't explain it, but the trends show George is zigzagging. And this is a winning zigzag week. I will start off with my favorite pick of the week.
Okay.
Chiefs -12.5. I've been waiting for Isaiah Pacheco to be added back to the lineup. Andy Reid gives his thumbs up. It is going to be a great day for the Chiefs fans because you're going to get your get back from last year. You're going to put to bed the Raiders own the Chiefs. You know what I mean? It's back-to-back Super Bowl champions, but it doesn't matter. The Raiders own them. The Raiders are going to get steamrolled on Black Friday. Okay? I don't think 12.5 is enough. Carolina, anomaly. They don't play Carolina that often. Bryce Young, he's playing good all of a sudden. Who gives a shit? Isaiah Pacheco, he's back. Revenge game, check. Antonio Pierce said this week, this is the best team in football versus the worst team in football. And when your head coach says you're the worst team in football, I'm going to believe your head coach. They're bad. Chiefs minus 12.5. That's Becky. Boom.
I agree. I mean, I said it on the Monday show. My favorite bet. Yo, bro, I just caught a cramp again.
No way. Yeah. In the other leg.
In the other leg.
Wow. Nick.
But this is going to be my Willis Reed moment. I'm going to power through this.
Come on now. Give us a pick. Pick through the cramp. For the clip. Come on now.
Fuck. All right. I'm going to stay with Becky. I can't quit them, bro. I can't quit them. I'm in a lot of pain right now, but I'm going to lock in. Lock in, baby.
Come on
lock
now, Nick.
Bengals minus 2.5.
Wow.
Coming off the bye week. Listen, bro. This is all hands on deck. You lose this game, it's LGs and GGs, and on to 2025 we go.
Mm-hmm.
They have a defensive player of the year candidate. They have an MVP candidate. They have the number one receiver in football right now going for the 5th ever triple crown for NFL wide receivers in Jamar Chase. They're playing the Steelers, one of 2 games against the Steelers. This is just our season is on the line. Hell, your season is on the line the rest of the way, but this is one of the teams that you're going to have to play twice. You play them at home now. You're coming off the bye. It's a must win. It's literally your season is over if you lose this, because we've said they are currently, the Bengals are 4-7 and they're 3rd in the division. They're not going to be able to catch the division champ, but dude, they've lost 2 games in a row. They should be 8-3, but shoulda, woulda, coulda.
Right.
Is a must win. And I think, I don't want to say that the Steelers are frauds because their defense is incredible. However, don't really think they've beaten anyone worthy. Like the Ravens, they beat the Ravens, but then to lose to the Browns, I get it. In division AFC North, I can't shit on them now when I was just praising how like those divisions are always bar fights. But I really think that this is just a must win. I love the spot. It's under a field goal now. It opened at 3.5. It's now down to 2.5. And look, man, the Bengals are 1-4 at home this year. I think this is just a spot where you take Cincinnati. And then if they lose this week, we're not taking them again the rest of the year. And they could still get to 10 wins. Remember I said, if you could get to 10 wins, I still think you have a chance. Right? They're 4-7. They can't afford to lose. And then as you're looking at the teams that they have to catch, Denver on fire. Chargers have basically one of the playoff seeds locked up. Steelers or Ravens, whoever doesn't win the division, they're going to win the other one. So it's Bengals, Colts, and Denver all going for number 7 in the AFC. So this is a must-win game for them.
Yeah.
Becky this week is Cincinnati.
And I think we're being very, very kind because of the talent to even put them in that conversation. This is a game in which, Nick, we're going opposite sides. In this economy, for me, is the Steelers at an adjusted line of minus 2.5. We had talked about this, I think, on the Monday show, or it was last week. Getting extra value on an underdog that you feel should be a favorite. The reason why I love this, Nick, and I had to look into the stats, because Joe Burrow, yes, he's amazing. But Joe Burrow versus the AFC North, he is a very middle-of-the-road quarterback. Did you know he has a losing record versus the Browns and the Ravens? The only team that he has a winning record against is the Steelers, but he hasn't played the Steelers since 2022 because he was hurt last year. So he missed both games. The Steelers haven't seen him in a while. The 2022 season, he threw 6 touchdowns and 6 interceptions. And the 2 matchups. He's a middle-of-the-road quarterback when it comes to the AFC North. I think after looking into these stats more, I'm gonna really be anti-Bengals anytime they're playing the North, or Orlando Brown, the offensive tackle, also questionable. That makes me worrisome. People are saying that the Steelers pass rush isn't necessarily all that it's cracked out to be. We're just hyping them up because they got big names. I think this is the week where they get after it. And it wouldn't shock me that TJ Watt is the difference maker at some point in time in this game. Strip sack touchdown. He hasn't scored this year. I think number 90 is going to get in the end zone. Love the Steelers in this economy.
Wow, I like that we went head to head.
Yeah,
that's
really going to get me. I'm going to be fired up watching that game.
Well, definitely. This is going to be dope. One thing I do want to mention, just on the surface and everything we always talk about, more so in the off season, that always leads into the following season. Stop if you've heard me say this before. One score games matter. And you can't expect you to go 7-1 in 1 year and then go 7-1 the next year. I remember tracking this, bro, when I first started doing veterans minimum because it was so important on the handicapping. You look at a team like, remember the year the Chargers had the same record as the Chiefs, but they were the 5 seed, right? Mm-hmm. They both won like 12 or 13 games. Well, the Chargers that year were 8-1 in 1 score games. The next year, everyone was like, this is the Chargers year. I was like, no, bro. Like, even if they go 5-4 in that's 3 less wins. A lot of things change, right? They ended up going 2-7 in 1 score games. I say all that because Joe Burrow, 27 touchdowns to just 4 interceptions. They're 1-6 in 1 score games. Now, I'm not saying for them to be 6-1.
Yeah.
Now, if they're 6-1, you're talking about a 10-1 team, right? I'm just saying, imagine they're 500. Mm-hmm. Imagine they're 3-4 in 1 score games. You're looking at them being 6-6 going into this game.
Right.
So 1 score games it's everything, dude.
Yeah.
And it's like, look, isn't it? And just look at the Bengals. Just perfect example. The Bengals, right?
Mm-hmm.
Missed field goals twice. The Commanders lost on Monday Night Football.
The Ravens they didn't pay Jamar Chase in the offseason and he lost it on a referee.
Yeah, you had
frustration.
You had that incident. You had the defensive pass interference on 4th and 16 against the Chiefs.
Yep.
These still field goals. So like, bro, 1 score game records, it's impossible to try to handicap. Just always expect a regression in either way. You go 7-2, the next year you might go 3-4.
Yep.
You go 10. The Giants and Vikings 2 years ago. A combined 1 loss in 1 score games. 2 losses. The Giants had them. Because remember, Minnesota went like 11-0 in 1 score games. Yeah. What happened last year? 2-6. It's hard. Like, you're not going to get the call there. The fumble isn't going to bounce your way. The tipped interception that went in your favor gets tipped, and then it goes to the wide receiver. Yep. So it's just hard. And since we were staying on this Steelers and Bengals game, I think it's the best game of the week, honestly, if you look at just the matchups. Eagles and Ravens, too, is also a banger. But for the most part, like, there's a lot riding on this one. So I like that we went head-to-head on that, and I just wanted to mention the 1 score games.
Yeah, because it's going to play out in our favor next year. The Bengals are going to be priced at a point where it's very, very nice.
Yeah.
They pay Jamar Chase, and they're at a 10-1, 11-1 to win the Super Bowl because they played like ass this year. Perfect.
Yeah.
That's where we want them.
Can I tell you, in this economy?
Yeah.
You're going to love this one.
Did you go 18-1?
No, but I went plus 500.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Do you know anyone that loves revenge games more than me?
No, I actually don't. I don't.
Plus 500, Geno Smith to score a touchdown this week. Back in MetLife Stadium. And I'm going to parlay 2 things, right? Not parlay, but I'm going to just combine 2 things. My toxic one is Jets +2, Seahawks -2. It seems so obvious that we should be clearing the Patreon on the Seahawks. Jeremiah is like, bro, you got to bet the Seahawks. Bet the Seahawks.
Really?
He loves this spot. He thinks the Jets have completely folded. I also agree with him. But it just seems too obvious to bet the Seahawks. And I'm like, that's the toxic one. But in this economy, Geno Smith going back to MetLife to play the Jets. They wrote me off, but he ain't right back. Plus 500 to score a touchdown anytime. Ready for this? To score the first touchdown, 30-1.
I love it.
Why not a little double dip? 25 on each?
Here's my only.
Oh, yeah, brother.
My only, because because I'm willing to put that in as well as, I mean, my trust me is the Jets.
Wow, you're on the Jets?
I know.
Hell yeah.
I know. It's just, it felt so like sick, but they're coming off a bye week. And that's the only fucking reason why. I just think that when you have rest like that after a team has to travel from Seattle all the way up to New York, it's an earlier game. It's Thanksgiving, and that sucks not being like necessarily like locked in all the way fully with your family and those type of situations. So yeah, I love the Jets in this spot. It's so disgusting, unassuming. I think they'll be able to find some strength in the run game, and Rodgers is due for one. He's due for one game where he has 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. I feel like this one could be it.
Damn, that's crazy, bro. Just because I think the Seahawks defense is pretty legit.
I know. Yeah. They're young. I think I called this the sack bowl. I feel like there could be like 12 sacks in this game combined from both sides.
I fuck with that.
Maybe if there's a sack prop, I should maybe change it. I shouldn't change it. I'm really betting on the Jets. I'm telling people to trust me on the Jets. I sound fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
But it is a zigzag week, so.
Yeah, it could be, bro. It could be.
And we're on the winning side of the zigzag week.
Oh, man. Look, I think it's just toxic, bro. I think it's just a toxic game.
Yeah.
Just makes no sense. Because, there's always a game like that. Like, we're silly with how we name things, but like, there's always a game where like, why are they 2-point favorites, bro?
That's what I'm saying, dude. Like, they just literally annihilated the Cardinals last week. Yeah. Like, that score was 19-6. There was no indication.
Yeah, like the Cardinals had no chance of winning that game.
Trust me, a Kyler Murray fucking truther the week before. I quickly took that back. I'm off that take. I like the Jets though this week. I just like them.
I like it. But
the books are telling us something.
Yeah,
the books are telling us something with the Bengals too.
Yeah. Bro, listen, that could definitely be that's the Becky of the week for me, but that could easily be the toxic one to stay away from too.
Right.
So again, Becky, Bengals -2.5. In this economy, Geno Smith +500. I said my toxic one was this game, the Jets and Seahawks. So I'm gonna go with Ursulita. Ursulita coming off a win last week. I want you to take a guess. What do you think my Ursulita is? If you were just looking at the games, you're just looking at the lines. Let's see if you know me well enough, bro. We've been doing this show now for about a year and a half. As you just look at the lines, which one jumps out that you're like, this is Ursulita for Nick?
Oh, you're gonna say the Panthers, aren't you? Am I right? Look, I got it right. He broke the fourth wall for you people that cannot watch us on YouTube. What are you doing?
Dude. Oh, yes. So here's the thing, right? This line opened up. The look-ahead line on this one was the Bucks -1. Wow. Now, they're 6-point underdogs. Carolina is. Bro, listen. Bryce Young, I think when he got benched, it's done way more for him than it did for Anthony Richardson. And true. I'm not saying that.
Very true.
It's changed his, now he's going to be a Hall of Famer. No, that's not what I'm saying. But, bro, he went toe-to-toe with Mahomes last week. And honestly, you're watching that game, bro, he kind of looked the part. Seemed confident, was letting it go before receivers were looking for the ball.
Yep.
That's what you want to see, growth. And I think you feel just a little bit better if you're a Panther fan. Just a tiny bit. Now, mind you, they were like, you can't even see it on the screen how low to the ground I'm trying to point to. That's how bad it was with Bryce Young. But I think he gets benched. He wins that game against the Giants. He goes toe-to-toe with Mahomes, and he plays well. I just think 6.5 in division, it's a good spot. Ursulita, Panthers.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see the way the Buccaneers try to defend them. Spags said, hey, like, we're this much better than you. We're going to blitz on way more than 50% of the plays, and we're going to go manned up. And for a quarterback, I'm going to be honest, the reads that Bryce Young was making are like no-brainer fucking reads. It's more so, can you make the throw?
Can you make the throw? Yeah.
And he did make the throw in multiple spots, but I think that the assignment that he had to understand was rather easy. I think Spags, it was one of those moments where he's like, we're going to let our nuts hang on you. You are the trash of the NFL. And I don't blame Spags for doing that. Why show all these exotic coverages versus Bryce Young? We're just going to go manned up. You're rarely going to beat us. And it just so happened to be a ball game at the end. Do the Buccaneers decide to do the same thing? Or do they try to confuse the youngin a little bit more than the Chiefs did this past week? That's the spot that, or the thing that I'm gonna be looking at the most from that game.
Well, look, I hope I'm wrong because I made the bet with the Bucks at plus 500 when you said it. I bet them and the Rams to win their divisions when they were plus 500. I also took a stab on the Packers at plus 400. Now they're plus 1600 because Detroit has just continued to separate, right?
Right.
I would even say that the Bucks might lose this game outright. This is the first time that they play each other this year. He has an amazing matchup, Bryce Young, that is. Buccaneers rank 31st in drop back success rate against quarterbacks, and they're not putting the same pressure as they once did. And also, staying with the revenge narrative, Dave Canales goes back to Tampa. Not goes back to Tampa, but plays Tampa for the first time. And I just think that, bro, that's a good look for him to play how he did last week. Posted his highest PFF rating in passing last week, Bryce Young did. And I just think I like the spot. I would even say that the Panthers might win this game outright, plus 210.
I like a lot of underdogs this week. Again.
I think the dogs might be howling, bro.
Yeah.
They might be howling.
For real.
Can I tell you my trust me?
Yeah.
Trust me, by the way, 9-3 on the year.
It's hot.
It's hot. George, how doesn't Buffalo beat the shit out of the Niners on Sunday Night Football?
Like embarrass them? Like really, like disrespectful. The redhead on the thumbnail.
The redhead on the thumbnail, yeah. You guys know exactly what thumbnail I'm talking about. Don't make me look weird. It's $1 billion industry for a reason. Anyway, Bills minus 6.5. Niners can't stop the run. Niners are banged up. No Brock Purdy. McCaffrey don't look the same. Just a lot of just bad vibes. And I think prime time, right? This was a game that you were looking at maybe 3 months ago, like, holy shit, that's going to be a banger of a Sunday Night Football game. And then it's not, right?
Yeah.
I think Bills coming off their bye week. They're going to get a couple players back. Remember, Spencer Brown, Kincaid, Coleman, they all didn't play when they beat the Chiefs. And then you got guys like Purdy, Williams, Bosa, Ward, Lenore, all questionable earlier this week. The season from hell for the Niners, it's definitely this season. It's just bad. And I think that they got stomped out by the Packers last week, which we hit on the Packers. I just think that it's kind of the same, man. I don't think they're healthy. I think they're in a bad spot here. And I think Buffalo coming off the bye. I love the 6.5 for the Bills.
Yeah, I co-sign all that. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens with this 49ers team. There's still a lot of talent. As far as a dude off, they would still win it in the NFL. You know everybody that's on their team. Do they get a better deal now on Brock Purdy? He's injury prone, and he's probably not going to play the rest of the year, right? Like it's a season-ending elbow thing, or he'll be questionable. Regardless, I think he needs to, be put on the list of, is he coming back, or are we going to try to get him at a fire sale price? Because injuries and your medical history does play a factor in, I feel, the pricing of you.
Yeah, I don't want to get too crazy. I think that he's definitely going to be the guy in San Fran. Like, I thought Daniel Jones could have been an interesting pickup for them. I like that Daniel Jones went to Minnesota. Look at the roster that he has there. You have O'Connell. He comes from the McVay tree.
Yeah.
And I think that it's such a good move for him because now there's no expectation. They could repair the damaged goods that he is. And I say all that because Brock Purdy, he kind of reminds me of Tua and Dak, where it's now he's not getting paid what those guys are getting. The moment he signs for $250 million, you're like, holy shit, Brock Purdy's making 250 M's. That's different. But they win with him, bro.
I get it.
For as much as you don't like Tua or you don't like Dak or you don't like Brock, they win with them. And it's like, all right, we know what our ceiling is. I mean, ceiling for the Niners is, so far, it's overtime and Super Bowl. You just lose to the greatest quarterback of all time. They win. So I think he's still going to be the guy in San Francisco.
Yeah.
But I can see what you're saying where now it's like, hey, man, you're getting hurt a lot. Can we see you win can you win 3 games in a row with no Debo, no Trent Williams, no McCaffrey? Because we've seen other quarterbacks do it. Get stripped of their what? Look at Baker.
Yeah.
What a dog, bro.
I know.
I got to give you a salute, man, because you were on the Baker Mayfield last year. You were on Baker when he went to Tampa. Earlier this year, you had an epic rant. You're like, yo, he was never trash.
Yo, he was never.
He played on Cleveland, who has the jersey of 97 quarterbacks in the last decade. That's why it ended so bad. But
yeah,
for me, I agree with what you're saying about the Niners and as far as Brock Purdy. But I like Buffalo here.
I love them. I love starting this 49ers drama. Oh my God, because they take that shit so to heart, you know? But when you guys draft a quarterback this year in like the 3rd round, I don't know. You know, I think they know what they're doing late in the draft with Brock Purdy. They want to do that shit again.
Yep.
They know the recipe. You aren't making it back to the Super Bowl with all those guys if you're paying him all that money. So let's start the conversation. Maybe that'll be one of the hot topics for this offseason.
I think you got to do a toxic one, is it?
Yeah, my toxic one, Commanders -5.5 versus the Titans. They're on a 3-game losing streak, and like something tells me when you lose in that type of fashion, you've now hit like this wall where you're a bit plagued. And I know me saying they're coming off a 3-game losing streak. Are they hungry? A lot of the public is still backing them. 65% of the bets backing them. 48% of the money, though, is backing the Commanders. So the Titans are definitely with where the Sharps are playing this week. And is this the Cliff Kingsbury decline? I wanted to bring up what Arabia had posted about, I think yesterday on All 32 NFL, just talking about, hey, Cliff Kingsbury starts off hot. He ends with a fizzle pretty much throughout the entirety of his career. And you could be experiencing it this year. Or is it that Jaden Daniels is more hurt than we're being told? That's a toxic one for me. The Titans do what nobody expected last week in beating the Texans. So, yeah, they were my team that was supposed to be hot at the beginning of the year. I would have loved to have seen it come to fruition, but fuck it. Bet on them this week. It's the time.
Yeah, no, I think to your point, I think Jaden Daniels is definitely more hurt than expected. I think he's just gutting it through. It would suck if they missed the playoffs. But their schedule is not the easiest. And you lost a couple of games there. You had it was a wacky stretch, right? They lose to Pittsburgh at the end, and then they play Philly on a short week. Where talk about a game that the score doesn't indicate how close it was. It's a 1-score game going into the 4th quarter, and then Barkley
erupts.
Barkley goes crazy. The reverse smush always is good. We're like, oh, fuck this, man. He's not going to win OPOY, and then scores 2 monster touchdowns. We're like, yo, we're so back, dude.
Wait, Saquon.
We're so back.
You're still not going to win it, dude. -320. Let's get that shit up to like -2,000. You're super weak.
Bar fight of a game between the Ravens and the Eagles, by the way. We didn't really touch on that. That's one where it's like, man, sit back and enjoy it. I do have an idea I want to wrap this show with you.
Okay. Well, do you want me to give him my Ursulita?
Yeah,
Okay.
do that. And then
It's
I have a crazy parlay I want to put together with you.
I mean, shit, because the dogs are hungry. Feel free to add this one to it. Browns money line at the Broncos. Tell me why it makes sense. It doesn't. But Jameis Winston, he's captivating. He's certainly captivating. He, I think, can lead the Browns to a victory this week. And it just doesn't make any sense to me. I was trying to, when I looked into the stats, I was like, maybe Bo Nix hasn't faced that much pressure. He's only been, his highest amount of sacks in a game is 4. So he's been rather like polished. I think Myles Garrett changes that up and they're able to get to him. So yeah, give me the Browns money line this week. Ursulita, Monday Night Football, Mile High, Jameis press conferences all day. That's why you're putting this play in. Let's close this.
Okay. Yo, so you know how Derrick Henry and Saquon are playing each other?
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, Derrick Henry had a really good game on Monday. He had 140 yards rushing. But it just so happened to be the day after Saquon goes for 300 plus all-purpose yards, and it was in the same building, right? Yo, I have a gut feeling them two are going crazy this week, going up against one another. What about we do a ladder with both of them? So you do, here are the bets that I made today. I made these bets. I'm going to show screenshots when you guys are watching this. Dom, you're going to add these right now. Anytime touchdown, Saquon and Derrick Henry plus 140 together.
That's crazy.
Derrick Henry and Saquon Barkley to each score 2 touchdowns, 13-1.
Shut the fuck up.
Derrick Henry and Saquon to score 3 touchdowns each. Ready for this? 180-1.
Eat good. Eat good this upcoming weekend.
We're doing a ladder, a parlayed ladder. Listen, yo, you don't even need to go that crazy, right? I put $25 on each of these, $75. The upside, a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a good flip if it happens, right?
Wow.
And like, dude, if both of them score touchdowns, you're even on this transaction.
Correct.
You know what I mean? So like, I just have a gut feeling, bro, that they're going to want to show out. And I think as it's getting closer to the home stretch, you're going to start seeing, I think for our case, I think a little less tush push is here to feed him because like now he's in the MVP discussion.
Right.
So, yo, first and goal from the 1, let's give him 1 or 2 carries. And then if anything, we tush push on 3rd and 4th down.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I have a gut feeling, bro, that Henry and Barkley are going to go ballistic this week. And it's going to be like the rebirth of the running back. Look at the head-to-head matchup and how well they've been doing. The running backs are back and all that. Yo, I'm telling you.
You'll hear the term bell cow this week.
Bell cow back. Running backs matter. Pay the running back. The revival of the running back. All that stuff. And I think it's going to be this week. Both of them too. Both of them are MVP candidates. Both of them are Offensive Player of the Year candidates. And they're playing head-to-head. I think they both show out. So we're laddering both of them.
I am the happiest I've been all day.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. Like, and I've been pretty happy today.
Yeah.
That just made me the happiest.
When I told you plus 140 for both of them to score, you said, shut the fuck up. So I know that got you excited.
Yeah, dude. Oh my God.
Let's go. Hey, listen, like I said before, I'm so thankful for everyone that listens to the show. I'll never be able to repay you in any way. So I hope we just continue to be a little bit of an escape from reality, from whatever it is you're dealing with. I hope we can make some money for you guys, and I hope you guys enjoy listening to the content and continue to listen to the content. All things Veterans Minimum are at Veterans Minimum. Please like, share, subscribe, tag your friends, tag your significant other, tag your grandmother if she degenerates like us. Do it. Do it. All things Veterans Minimum are at Veterans Minimum. I am Nick Dais at Nick Dais 10 on social media. George, the floor is yours. Close us out. Take us home.
At Mr. George Carmona is where you could find me for you college football lovers. At Pin and Pool, search it on YouTube. Watch the most recent episode. Just had on the safety Jaden Johnson, and they previewed this game upcoming this weekend in Missouri, where it will be 30 degrees and inches of snow. It's going to be an all-time rivalry trophy game for the ages. Check out that episode. Love all the support that we've been getting, and saying that I'm better than Nick. I mean, stop it. Seriously, you're making him so upset. All right,
go.
Peace.
Later, yo.
In his element, I'm a gold medalist, bronze like your medal is. So many deer in headlights, but it's bedtime. Hear that supper bell, main course be the venison.
Dab. Most dangerous game. Either kill or be killed.